Yes, here we are. This is the debut episode of Wrestle Corps.
Wrestle Corps.
You see, here at Wrestle Corps, we cover all forms of professional wrestling. Not just the WWE, not just NXT, not just 205 Live, but we also branch out and we cover Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. You may even hear some Evolve and some Progress and some PWG wrestling news here. We are not afraid to cover each and every promotion out there because we love wrestling. However, tonight we will solely be covering WWE Monday Night Raw, WWE Tuesday Night Smackdown Live, with mentions of the G1 talk,
The G1.
and a little bit of G1 talk in there. Actually, we're going to go ahead and take a break here, but we will be right back. So first we're going to start with Monday Night Raw. You see, Monday Night Raw opened up. Kurt Angle came to the ring, told the fans that Paul Heyman still had a job. And he spent a little bit of time trash talking not Roman Reigns, trash talking Brock Lesnar about him not showing up, but there is another former UFC champion that does show up to work that will like to compete on Monday Night Raw, and that is Ronda Rousey when she has her first ever match on Monday Night Raw against Alicia the Trailblazer Fox.
Wow. You know, it's amazing to me how good Ronda Rousey is doing. She is the main event of the WWE right now. Is she not? Is Ronda Rousey not the main event of Monday Night Raw and WWE?
Look, I like Ronda. I like Rousey a lot. But you have to ask yourself, if she was not the former bantamweight champion of the UFC, would she not be down there in NXT with Shayna Baszler? Should Shayna Baszler be on Raw instead of Rousey, namesake of side?
It's not about that. It's about what she's done and what she's done. She has hypnotized wrestling fans all across the world, and now she's probably going to main event Alexa Bliss, which you were going to get into Raw. I think, in my opinion, Alexa Bliss, Ronda Rousey, main event SummerSlam, but we'll get into that. But let's start with Raw.
Yes, Kurt Angle proceeded to run his gums until Roman Reigns came down, and he asked Baron Corbin what he was going to do is turn around and run away like he did against Brock Lesnar. He said, well, that was one line that Roman said. It's like, what you going to do, Baron? Wait for Brock Lesnar to look at you one more time and run away? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, my name is TK Anderson. This is...
I am Dr. Damon Luciano, and right now, we are Wrestle Corps giving you the latest on this Monday's Raw, and what a go-home show for SummerSlam it was.
No, it's 2 weeks. We got another one next week. Yeah.
Well, it kind of felt like a go-home show.
Did you catch the match between Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns? The curtain jerker, Roman Reigns.
Why do you call him the curtain jerker?
It's just funny to see Roman opening a show when he main events every pay-per-view. He's opening.
He can open the show. He'll be in the middle of the show. People love Roman Reigns, whether you want to admit it or not. I know what I'm about to say isn't important. I'm going off script. I know what I'm gonna say isn't important. Roman Reigns is your favorite wrestler. He's his favorite wrestler. He's my favorite wrestler because that's all people seem to talk about. Oh, I can't stand Roman. Oh, it's all about Roman. Am I right? People love Roman.
Did you see the match?
Roman's match with Baron Corbin, he got the job done, right?
Yeah, I mean, he got the job done, but the question is, would he had gotten the job done if it wasn't for Finn Balor, the former Universal Champion, something that Roman Reigns is not, as Baron Corbin pointed out in the pre-match interview. If it wasn't for Finn Balor coming down to the ring and interfering on Corbin, would Roman have won the match?
That's yet to be seen. But it's 2 weeks down the line. It's booked in stone. It's going to be Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam. It's leading up to that. And Finn Balor's little mini push, is beginning. He already beat Finn clean on Raw. The match is going to be on the pre-show. I mean,
I don't know about that. We still got the B team.
Well, we still got that to cover. But your thoughts on Baron Corbin as a whole?
Baron Corbin? I like Baron Corbin. With hair, without hair.
I like him without hair, but way better. Way better.
I don't like the whole constable gimmick where he's like a little snaky snitch backstage to Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon's lapdog. It seems like that's where they're putting him at.
Right.
And then you got him in like meaningless feuds. And don't get me wrong, I like Finn. But since being Constable Corbin, he's feuded with Jinder Mahal, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns. But take the suit off of him. Okay, he's not Corporate Kane.
Right.
Take the suit off of him. Put him back in the tights.
Right.
Make him the lone wolf, a true lone wolf.
Right.
Where he don't care what anybody says. He's not trying to have any friends. He just goes out there with attitude and destroys, just like he did in NXT.
Right.
Make him the indie wrestler killer.
The indie
Have him go
wrestler.
against all the indie wrestlers like Finn Balor,
Right.
like the Glorious One, who we're getting to.
Right.
Have him go against all those guys. Have him have high-profile matches against all those guys. And then we can have the Finn Balor, not the Finn Balor, we can have the Baron Corbin that we all thought that we was going to get when he came out of NXT.
The Finn Balor or the Demon? What do we want? Do you want Finn Balor or Demon? I want the Demon. I don't care about Finn
I
Balor.
wouldn't use the Demon on Baron. Because they're going to have a match at SummerSlam. We know it. They're going to have a match at SummerSlam. I wouldn't use the Demon on Finn Balor.
Well, I don't think Finn Balor can beat Baron Corbin. He beat Finn on Raw. We saw it, right? We saw
But
it.
he didn't beat the Demon, and that's how they're going to push it. He beat Finn. He didn't beat the Demon. Baron Corbin has yet to beat the Demon.
Are they going to bring the Demon back at SummerSlam?
I think so.
No.
I think so.
They're not going to do that.
I think so.
They should have did that at WrestleMania.
They should have.
No.
But I think
They're not
so.
gonna do it.
Anyway,
Any other honorable mentions on Raw?
Roman wins.
Definitely.
It's a decent 20-25 minute match to start off the show. Then we move to Mojo Rawley
Wow.
and Mojo Rawley
His push.
and
His
the
push.
Glorious One.
His push lately, even with this loss with Bobby Roode, this push he's been getting, I think it's just the beginning of something for Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley, future Intercontinental Champion.
I can see that. I can see it. Give him about 8 months.
No, sooner than that. After SummerSlam.
No, because Seth Rollins got it right now. Seth Rollins isn't going to drop the title until probably around Elimination Chamber time.
Well, Ziggler has the title, and
You know Seth is fixing to win that
no,
at
he's
SummerSlam.
not getting. you can't. Why did Ziggler win? No, for no reason. He's going to have something special with this title run, and he's going to lose it when the time is right. And you can mark my words. It's going to be against who? McIntyre.
Yeah, that's debatable. We'll talk about that later. And then that was pretty much your first hour. No, the B team.
Wow.
B team, go, go, go. That new theme music.
Are you
for the B team?
Is this real life? Is this the tag team champions?
The B team stands for best.
Wow.
They're the best team, man.
Wow.
Well, they're so good. They're so good.
Are they really?
They really are.
Are they really though?
Forget the fact that they used to be the Miz Taraj. Forget that fact.
It's hard to forget.
Think about the Paul Heyman guy.
And believe.
And the first ever NXT champion.
Which one is more important, the Paul Heyman guy or the NXT champion?
I would have to say Paul Heyman guy.
Really?
I would have to say Paul Heyman guy because
really?
Paul Heyman changed this man's identity.
Did he really? He was the best.
He changed his identity. He made him relevant. Curtis Axel or McGillicuddy? Curtis Axel, a legacy name, or McGillicuddy? He took him from a McGillicuddy, a name that people could barely pronounce, to a legacy. If it wasn't for Paul Heyman, he would not be a tag team champion right now. It is highly important to be a Paul Heyman guy. CM Punk, former Paul Heyman guy. Ryback, former Paul Heyman guy. Cesaro.
I understand.
And they all have achieved success in their respective ways. So yes, it's better to be a Paul Heyman guy than it is to be an NXT champion. But let's move on to our next match. I believe that the finish of that match was it was the B team versus the Revival. And off of a double down that's going to the corners, we heard duh,
right.
duh.
Yeah.
The leaders of words pop up on each respective corners, proceed to beat down both the Revival and the B team.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure we're going into a triple threat match as the pre-show at SummerSlam.
What are your thoughts on these rumors about Matt Hardy? His injury.
Well, you know, Matt Hardy took to Twitter and he said that a top rope leg drop move that he used to do has caused his spine to fuse with his pelvis. Like, he's looking at a serious injury.
I can't even
right now.
How that would feel.
And I think that he's going to have one push. He may finish off the year. I definitely don't see him making the Royal Rumble, much less WrestleMania. Don't see it. His body is too beat up. He did some great things in the WWE as Team Extreme.
Right. I hope
he did great things in Impact Wrestling. When he actually created the Broken Universe. And since he's been back in the WWE, he's became two-time tag team champion.
Already two-time with two different partners.
With two different partners since his return to the WWE. Matt Hardy has paid his dues. He has his legacy. He has his name.
The Hardys.
The Hardys is a first ballot Hall of Fame team. So that pretty much concludes our first hour of Monday Night Raw. And then we lead into Elias.
WWE, what does that stand for?
Walk with Elias. And the WWE Universe has walked with Elias because last week after Monday Night Raw, they debuted the Elias documentary, which he felt like he needed to redo tonight on Monday Night Raw. So he comes to the ring, announces that's what he'll be doing tonight, He has a camera crew there with him. He takes a little bit of time to hype his debut album that is at the top of the iTunes charts already. He talks trash about Bobby Lashley last week for getting the words to Rockin' Robin. Tweet.
One thing about that. Why is Elias getting a record out, some kind of record album document? Is he a intercontinental guy? Is he a mid-card guy? What is he? I mean, he hasn't.
Elias has that Shawn Michaels potential. He came in. He's riding that middle card just like Shawn Michaels did when he held the IC title. He's riding that middle card. He's just looking for that little break. Just a little break. You put a little bit of a crack in the wall that is keeping Elias back, and he's going to bust through that line, and he's going to main event WrestleMania one day. Hear my words. Elias will main event WrestleMania one day. You heard it here first.
I hear you. And he could do it next year. He could win the Royal Rumble with all this bravado and this time on camera. But what do we got next, Tony?
So after he disses Bobby Lashley, talks trash to the crowd. Bobby Lashley's music hits. He comes down. He says something along the lines of, "You're keeping my name in your mouth." And Elias just tells Bobby Lashley that he's a joke. He's been a joke the entire time since he returned to the WWE. And Bobby Lashley just turns it around and says everything about Elias is a joke, from his guitar to his hair to his wrestling moves to his face. You name it, he said it in the PG world. And as a result, Elias attacks Bobby Lashley. Lashley comes back with a spine buster, hits him with a vertical suplex, and what I thought was hilarious, the camera crew that he had out there documenting for his redo on his documentary, Bobby Lashley started directing that when he had him up in the vertical suplex for about 45 hours, it seemed. And the whole time he was panning to the audience, the camera crew zoomed in on Elias, laid out on the canvas, and then went to Bobby Lashley. I'm going to tell you, this documentary for Elias is not looking too good.
Wow. I don't know if that's going to be on there or not, but what do you think about Bobby Lashley since he's come back? What do you got planned for Bobby Lashley? What do you got? What do you got plans for Bobby Lashley? What?
If I was in the office booking Bobby Lashley, he would be the next Paul Heyman guy.
Right.
Realistically, he needs it. Make him the next Paul Heyman guy. You have honestly, Bobby Lashley is the only person in the locker room that is believable to me to take the title off of Braun or off of Roman.
Right.
If Brock Lesnar loses the title. If not, he's the only one I can see beating all three of them. He's already beat Roman at the pay-per-view.
Right.
Clean. Him and Braun has had their little differences.
Right.
And when he was brought in, people called him the next Brock Lesnar. So I think we got something with Bobby. Anyway, next we move to the authors of Pain entering the ring. Before the commercial break on this, though, they did a little backstage segment because earlier in the night, Seth Rollins went to Kurt Angle complaining about Dolph and Drew, and says that he wants to take them both out because he can't do one without the other one interfering. Kurt Angle says, "Okay, find your partner." So this next segment here is Tyler Breeze offering to join Seth Rollins in the tag team CrossFit Breezes. He's injured.
So he's just gonna leave?
He's injured. He offered to be CrossFit Breezes with Seth Rollins tonight. And of course, your boy Roman Reigns had to come down. Are you serious?
Wow.
And he tells Seth that he has his back tonight. So now we're looking at a Shield reunion in Roman and Seth Rollins versus Drew and Dolph. Also on commentary, Michael Cole made sure to let it be known that the third member of the Shield is still out. The Lunatic Fringe, he's still injured. Still injured. You know, Matt's already said he'll be back around SummerSlam.
Would he come back?
Why wouldn't he?
Would the Shield come back?
Nah, that's too much. It's too much.
Is it?
They're bigger apart than they are together.
They're bigger apart than they are together?
Yeah.
The Shield.
Think about it. The Shield
could take over.
The Shield as a group is the only tag team champions and the United States champion. But separately, all three of them have won Intercontinental Championship. All three of them has won the U.S. title. All three of them has had the title, whether it's the WWE title or the Universal title or whatever.
They haven't had the Universal.
No, they've all had the WWE title, right?
They have the WWE title.
So like they're bigger apart than they are together right now.
Right.
No, it's like the inverted New Day. The New Day is bigger together than they ever were apart. But anyway, we'll get to the New Day later on throughout the show. The next match, the next scene was actually Titus Worldwide.
Titus Worldwide. He's
entering
the face
the ring.
now, right?
Yeah, they're faces now. Enter the ring. Michael Cole actually puts over Titus O'Neil's Charity during their entrance.
He's always doing charity all the time.
Yeah, he might be the top guy in the E when it comes to next to John Cena, because John Cena has his Make-A-Wish. But next to John Cena, we might be looking at Titus O'Neil as far as his outside the WWE contributions. And we have this same person, Titus O'Neil, going against Razor of the Authors of Pain. Michael Cole puts over that Razor is a former MMA fighter, and he has a judo background. There really wasn't much to this match, honestly. Akam distracted Titus O'Neil, and Razor won with the spine buster.
Wow. What are your thoughts on the Authors of Pain?
Underused.
Underused?
Underused.
Well, how underused can you be? Like, they haven't had any significant wins since being on Raw. The NXT and Raw or / SmackDown curse. They go to Raw and SmackDown, and something just happens to them.
The thing is that in NXT, there were like a combination of the Legion of Doom and the Nation of Domination combined.
Right.
The way that they have been treated on Monday Night Raw is a tag team that you send out to do a pull apart.
Right.
Like they're just there to pull the people apart.
Right.
They were main event in WWE main event though.
Right.
For a while. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's the office, maybe the Raw office don't like them, maybe the reason why it took them so long to actually begin to get the push that they are getting now is because they need to spend more time in the Performance Center.
Right.
I don't know, I'm not there, I don't have any connections there, but if I had to guess, they was waiting for Akam and Razor because they came up without Paul Ellering.
Right. In storyline they got rid of Ellering. Is that because he could possibly, and I'm pretty sure we'll end up talking about this, be with his own daughter in the Mae Young Classic?
The Mae Young Classic is coming up.
But that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother ball game there. But what the next
we got
thing on Raw?
Kevin Owens had the Kevin Owens show with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal has been keeping him peaceful.
My man Jinder Mahal.
Your man Jinder Mahal. Your ace Jinder Mahal has been keeping him peaceful, and he wanted to come out and talk to him. However, throughout the KO show, every time Jinder tried to speak, Kevin Owens would interrupt him. He would promote the rules to the SummerSlam match between him and Braun, where if Braun loses in any shape, form, or fashion, he's out. They are KO says that he wants to see Jinder face Braun now, tonight. Jinder was acting scared. And then Braun comes out, flip over the stage. Braun and Jinder have a match. Jinder wins because Kevin Owens keeps stealing the Money in the Bank briefcase. If I'm not mistaken, Jinder won because, yes, Jinder won because Braun snatched the case out of Kevin Owens' hands and hit Jinder. So disqualification, Jinder wins. They're doing a pretty decent job at promoting the rules for the WrestleMania match throughout this storyline.
Getting big wins.
He is. Next, we had the cell phone segment that Smackdown, that Raw has been known for Baron Corbin hands Kurt Angle the phone that has Stephanie on the other line, and Kurt becomes a yes man. Next, they review the Roman-Brock Lesnar feud for the last 3 years and how Roman hasn't been getting the job done and how he's the uncrowned Universal Champion. After that, we had Dolph Ziggler and Drew versus The Shield. Turns out the phone call that Kurt had was Stephanie saying that Roman cannot be the partner because he has already worked that match and didn't want to put the Smackdown, the SummerSlam match in jeopardy. Baron tells Seth to hurry up and find another partner because your match is now. And Seth went out there by himself. It was a handicap match. I thought that maybe this was where Ambrose was going to come down, or maybe even Kurt, somebody like that. But no, they actually kept this a handicap match. Drew and Dolph won with a super kick. It actually finished the match instead of having like 50 of them thrown by the Usos or by the Young Bucks. No, I'm not talking trash. I'm just saying they throw a lot of super kicks, and
they do. And
he actually won a match with it. So, kudos to the E for that. This is when the B team actually came out. I mentioned them a little bit earlier. I was just hyped for that music.
Yeah.
I was just hyped for the music.
That's something crazy right there.
So we already covered that match. Next is what I think is the moment. Next is what I think is the moment of the night. The Paul Heyman interview. Heyman hasn't spoken to Brock. It was Paul Heyman and Renee Young. Backstage. Paul Heyman, teary-eyed, bloodshot eyes.
Wow.
Face really, really red. Like he looks like he's suffering from depression. Never. Like a complete 180 from what you know as Paul Heyman. Was sitting there. He reveals that he hasn't spoken to Brock Lesnar all week, that he's disconnected his cell phone. He won't return any messages, any form of communication. Renee asked Paul Heyman if Brock is his friend, and Paul Heyman nods yes very begrudgingly. Renee asks if Brock Lesnar needs Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman just wouldn't answer. Asked if there was any other clients that he would pick up in the WWE, and Paul Heyman very seriously says, Brock's not replaceable. And Renee Young finally asked who would win SummerSlam, and Heyman said, Roman doesn't stand a chance against this Brock Lesnar.
Not at all. He didn't stand a chance against the other Brock Lesnar. How is he going to beat this one?
Yeah, I don't know. And then we have a match with the Riot Squad versus Bayley and the Hug and Boss Connection. That's what they're calling themselves now. The Hug and Boss Connection versus the Riot Squad. The Hug and Boss Connection was looking pretty good.
Out of here.
They had a hand up on the Riot Squad. They had a hand up on the Riot Squad. And then coming back from injury was the Ruby Riot to run interference, helping out her team to go over the team that they lost to a week before. That's WWE 50-50 booking at its best. After this,
50-50 booking or nothing, just crap booking for women's wrestling. It's just crap booking. It's always
no, they do it to the men too. They do it to the men too.
Not like to this capacity.
And then after this match, I believe is main event time. And it was Ronda Rousey versus Elisa the Trailblazer Fox.
First ever Raw match for Ronda. First ever main event for Alicia Fox.
And you know they did a good job hyping up Alicia Fox, saying she was a trailblazer, talking about all the championships that she's won throughout the years. She's the longest tenured female in-ring competitor of the WWE in the locker room today. So they did a good job putting her over, making us believe that she was an actual threat to Ronda Rousey.
And she's the biggest threat as anybody else when it comes to Ronda Rousey.
I mean, the match was pretty simplistic. I don't think that it should have been in the main event.
Right.
The B team and the Revival match would have been a better main event than what we saw. But I understand that name drop with Ronda Rousey. You had fans watching for the whole 3 hours just to see Ronda Rousey. You gotta get those ratings. But the match was very simple. It was judo throw, judo throw, judo throw. Ronda threw some hands. Alexa Bliss ran interference on the outside, proving that Ronda was an overhyped rookie because she couldn't keep focus on Lisa Fox. But you know, when it was all said and done, Ronda almost broke her arm. And she tapped out.
Ronda is so dangerous. She is the most dangerous wrestler in WWE right
She
now.
is.
Who's more dangerous? Brock is not even there to be dangerous. Okay? But that's exactly why. Who can stop Ronda? Who would be able to stop Ronda? I don't know. We better take a short commercial break. In a second, what was you going to say? In a second, we're going to take a short commercial break. What were you saying about Ronda?
I don't know who can face her in the locker rooms.
There's only
She's
one.
been against the biggest, Nia. She's
biggest.
being against, I don't know, man. Asuka.
She hasn't been against the
That's
best.
another brand. That's another brand, though.
Asuka?
Asuka's another
I was
brand.
going to say Charlotte. It don't get no better.
She hasn't faced either one of them.
Should the women's revolution, and then we'll go to commercial. Does the women's revolution have anybody that can go one-on-one in a storyline, in a feud, in a series of matches with Ronda Rousey?
In any company?
She flipped around Triple H at
In any
WrestleMania.
company? Any company?
Any company.
Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard versus Ronda Rousey. Now, Tessa just signed a 2-year contract with Impact Wrestling, but after that 2-year contract is up, she will be in the Mae Young Classic. She will spend less than a year in NXT, and she will face Ronda Rousey at Mania for the title. I'm calling it 3 years from today. But we're going to take a short intermission. We will be back. My name is TK Anderson. This is the Lordsman himself. We'll be back to talk Smackdown. And we're back to cover Smackdown Live.
I can't believe it. I can't believe SmackDown is going so well, and still to this day, I mean, I'm just looking at the SmackDown, what happened on SmackDown. What a great show. What a great show.
It was. Well, it was, out of 10, I would probably give this show about 7.5.
Okay.
About 7.5. It had some decent stuff on it, but nothing great. Definitely better than Raw. Raw got like a 5.5.
Right. this SmackDown, I want to emphasis. I'm always emphasis on promos. There were, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3 promos that I paid attention to, and we'll hit them all. But first, the Randy Orton promo at the beginning. What a mature look from Randy Orton. What a seasoned Randy Orton from yesteryear. What a delivery that he gave out. He works the crowd so magically, giving young wrestlers something to study. Truly,
yes.
Something to study. One of the best on promos on SmackDown.
You know, last week I went back and I watched everything that Orton's done since he's returned, and I decided that Orton's been, and he even said this tonight. I predicted it. He's been the apex predator. He's been the legend killer. Honestly, he's on his way to legend right now. And
he's already a legend.
You see, throughout this promo, we reviewed his beatdown of Jeff Hardy last week when he literally erased Jeff Hardy's identity off of him. He told the fans that they still believe in superheroes, and the reason why he has been acting the way that he has since his return is because he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. He listed all his accomplishments, including being the youngest ever WWE champion.
Was that him or Brock?
That was Mr. RKO himself.
Oh, wow. He beat Brock. He did something, he surpassed Brock.
Yes. He said that he would erase the identity of every superstar that we the fans believe in. He said that y'all have called me the apex predator, you have called me the legend killer, but from now on you should only refer to me as 3 letters, and that's RK. And he throws the microphone. Popped for it.
He's dangerous.
He's embracing the heel.
Yeah.
He's embracing his heel side, man. Next, backstage segment with Becky and Charlotte. Charlotte comes up. Becky, I wasn't trying to ruin your moment. I just want to compete. They fire a couple of shots at Bailey and Banks. And then it cuts to Mella entering the ring or entering the arena. She should be sitting ringside at the next match, which happens to be Becky and Charlotte versus the Iconics, who made it clear what they thought about everybody, what they thought about Becky and Charlotte with their little association game, which I felt like was a little nice touch of their entrance, mixed up a little bit.
Right.
I did like, I haven't really watched SmackDown. I've, been reading dirt sheets and stuff like that. This is the first, I just want to let this be known that this is the first SmackDown that I have watched all year. I usually watch clips and stuff like that. But I was impressed with the little cutaway screen they had during the commercial.
Yeah.
Like that.
They didn't always have it at every commercial, but it was very therapeutic.
I think they're doing it because of Fox. They're testing some things out because of the Fox deal.
That's going to be a real big deal. Some of that more later on.
Yes. What do you think about the New Day segment backstage with Renee Young? What was Kofi doing?
New Day is some of the best promo that you can find. Kofi Kingston's performance?
He's not Kofi Kingston anymore. He is Framer Kitmer.
Wow.
At least when he has the blonde wig on.
Wow.
Thought that was interesting, that little promo.
That was very
But here we have what I think is the moment of the night for SmackDown Live, and it is The Miz doing a video package. No, this isn't the moment of the night. I'm sorry, the moment of the night's coming up, and it does involve The Miz. Stay tuned. But this was The Miz promoting the fact that he pulled some strings, he talked to Paige, and at SummerSlam it is the match that the WWE Universe has been wanting since NXT when The Miz was Daniel Bryan's coach. It is a one-on-one sanctioned match at SummerSlam. The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. Wow. I don't think he's going to resign.
Quality match.
I don't think he's going to resign. Because if he was resigning, they would have this match at Mania. They wouldn't give it to us so soon.
Miz is going over. If Miz goes over,
Daniel's done if Miz is over. Next, it was actually Becky and Charlotte.
Charlotte winning with the best submission in the game today. The figure 8 on Peyton, and
I don't think I can disagree with that.
Because what she beat Asuka at WrestleMania clean with it.
Yes.
And it was so bad. I was in the crowd and I was like, wow, Asuka's the victory that Charlotte got is monumental. But the streak ending,
that's gonna be remembered forever. After the match, they said that they were best together, but at SummerSlam they will have to be the best against each other because they're still friends. They're still friends. Next was a great video package. Great video package by Samoa Joe, where Samoa Joe said what he said last week, where AJ is a bad father, and that he was going to be doing the Styles family a favor by taking the title off of their father so he can spend more time at home. That brings AJ Styles out, says that by Samoa Joe saying that Samoa Joe made it personal. He is doing this for his family, and says that Samoa Joe will be lucky to walk out of SummerSlam, period. When you bring AJ Styles' family in this, we saw this in TNA.
Yeah, we did.
When you bring AJ Styles' family into it, his promo game increases by 9,000.
Wow, and his wrestling's always on point. I mean,
yeah,
he's the top wrestler in the world. He is the top wrestler in the world.
In the WWE Universe, yes. Next, we have Rusev and Lana backstage. Lana wearing a Lana Day shirt. Rusev wearing a Rusev Day shirt. Rusev says he would be in the corner of Lana, and Aiden English comes up. They forgive English, but it's still told for English to stay in the background. Next is the ace of SmackDown Live, Selena Vega, coming into the ring.
She's nice, but
I'm glad that after all the time she spent in the Indies, she is finally on the big screen where she belongs. She does.
She's nice. Just a great worker. She's very nice.
There wasn't much about this match. It was her and Lana. Lana had you can see that Lana's getting better in the ring. This was actually a decent match. Either that or Selena Vega is just that good to get a good match out of Lana. Out of the way. There really wasn't much to this match though, except for Aiden English coming down. He picks up Andrade Cien Almas, drives him into the ring post. He hits Lana's foot while Lana's trying to climb the top ropes. He falls into the ring, and Selena Vega gets the 1-2-3. Next, we move to a backstage segment with R-Truth challenging Nakamura for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. We don't know if that's happening, but they will have a match tonight. In between that interview and their match, though, there was a interview, the moment of the night, the interview of the night of Byron Saxton interviewing The Miz via satellite. The Miz does what he does best, and he promotes everything that he has going on in his life, including The Miz and Mrs. He says that Daniel Bryan needs to learn CPR as The Miz has done in episode 3 of The Miz and Mrs. because Daniel Bryan needs to resuscitate his career. He goes forward to say that Daniel Bryan needs a match with him. He doesn't need a match with Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan has been chasing The Miz's success for his entire career. And he will expose Daniel Bryan to be beneath him. And then out of nowhere, Daniel Bryan, live on the set of The Miz and Mrs., attacks The Miz. This is a different Daniel Bryan.
This is an insane Daniel Bryan. This is a mad goat right here. This is a wild goat or something. Because Daniel Bryan now is in a must-win. He has to win this match. He's been losing a lot of matches lately. Kind of a deep push.
Yeah.
Could he be on his way out? Who knows? I think if he loses here, he's done.
I'll have to agree.
Yeah.
Next we have Nakamura and R-Truth at 50 years old, singing his entire entrance, throws a little freestyle in there.
Wow.
He works the crowd, and at age 50, I thought I was watching 2018 all over again, because he in there jigging and jiving, hitting all his signature moves, including that high splits.
Wow. Everything, he's just too much. He's just too much.
Is he the best 50-year-old in the business?
Yeah, there's nobody better. He might be 55. I mean, nobody is better in shape than R-Truth.
But, I mean, as great as R-Truth was in this match, we know why R-Truth was out here. He was actually to lose clean to Nakamura with a King Salsa 1, 2, 3. There's a little creepy Bludgeon Brothers promo. They have a crappy match with some jobbers. If I recall correct, it was, which one of those announcers was it? Corey Graves. Corey Graves said that he was in there with the Roman Reigns starter kit.
Wow.
Bludgeon Brothers over with a modified Legion of Doom finisher.
Roman Reigns starter kit.
Yeah. The moment of the night, match of the night, by far was the main event. These next two tag teams proved why they were the main event. The Bar versus the New Day.
What a match.
In the main event, the finals of the tournament. Did you predict this match to go the way that it did?
I think that New Day is New Day runs the tag team divisions in WWE. It's all about New Day, and the Bar. They will soon break up, in my opinion, because that's one of those random tag teams that they just put together that happen to stay together. New Day is a tag team. I got them winning at SummerSlam.
Nice, and
great gear, by the way.
Nice gear, nice attire. By him saying he predicts them to win at SummerSlam, we have the finish of our match. It was a great match. They gave the guys lots of time during the match. It was clear why they were the main event. There was a couple of sequences in the match that actually impressed me. It was one sequence where the New Day went for the final hour, and it was countered into a double white noise on Big E. If it wasn't for Kofi Kingston breaking in to break up that pin, that would have been the end of the match. And I'm sitting here, I'm rocking and rolling. I'm thinking the bar, since they just made their comeback for the tournament, I'm thinking they fit to win the tournament. They've been out scouting. Like, they should have everything in their favor. So I was kind of pulling for the bar in this match. And Cesaro had the sharpshooter locked in on Big E, finally getting around those big, massive thighs of Big E. He turns the sharpshooter into a crossface. Big E, after being in submissions for at least 5 to 7 minutes in a submission, he musters up the strength to turn the crossface into the midnight hour, and beat the bar clean. This was a great wrestling match. This was pay-per-view quality for free.
Is Big E the biggest name? Is he the top of? Is he getting bigger and bigger every week?
I think so, yeah.
Could he break away from New Day and win the WWE Championship?
Vince isn't going to allow that.
Why?
Vince isn't going to allow that. We will get to that later on in our show. But ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of Wrestle Corps, where we patrol all. My name is TK Anderson.
I'm Damon Luciano, and this is Wrestle Corps.
See you later.